I'm kind of confused, and maybe we can use this time to transition into the Xabi Alonso thing, but I'm kind of confused on what our system is because I remember going into this year, we were talking about a back three.
Hmm.
Now, sometimes we don't see that. Now we see possession based, and then sometimes we don't see that. And then we kind of go back to the 4-3-3. And then again, I don't know if injuries has something to do with it because we lost again. We lost Militao for now. We lost Rudiger again. Raul Asensio had to start. And we already remember that Raul Asensio was not Xavi's first or second pick, right? So
Hmm.
now he's starting. And again, it's not an excuse, but you're not gonna lose. You're not going to say that it's not affecting them, right? Madrid should still put them away. Elche, credit to them, they played a hell of a game. But I think right now Madrid doesn't, or they don't have an identity that they've locked into the way Barca has with their high line. Again,
But it
like it or
takes
not,
time.
that's the way they play.
It takes a whole lot of time to truly find that identity, especially when you have a manager that hasn't even been here for more than half a year. And
Does it though? But look at Hansi Flick. He played the same way from the rip.
okay, sure, but Xabi Alonso, Hansi Flick has been a coach just for much longer. Maybe Xabi Alonso is also trying to find his true identity. And the thing
Sure.
is, I thought it was really interesting that this game he started with the five in the back, right? The three center backs and then the wingers. Um, and I told Ricky, I feel like this is a clear statement from Xabi Alonso that maybe he's been listening to how Madrid needs to play too much, and with all the criticism that he's been getting the past 2 weeks, maybe he was trying to make a statement and say, "Hey, look, if you guys are just going to criticize me, then let me just play the way that I want to play." And he almost reverted back to his Bayern Leverkusen days where he was running the five in the back. Did it work? No. But with that being said, I don't put him at fault for the fact that for one game that formation didn't work. I think he should still try it out. Maybe this against this team, it wasn't the right time to do it. But I still think that it's fine for him to have a little personality to come and put his own signature into how he wants the team to play. I think he's just having to deal a lot with the egos and the way he wants to play. And all of this is just kind of affecting because he's not getting to truly do what he wants to do. That might
W-
just be the problem for coaching Real Madrid, though.
Well, then what do you
Right.
think? I mean, this is a question to all three of you and everybody watching. One thing that I have yet to figure out is how come Madrid plays so different game to game to game. It's like
I
a
think
new team I watch every single game, every single moment. It's a completely different energy. It's a completely different formation. It's a completely different like mindset, different lineup. Like we haven't seen consistency. And again, maybe the injuries play a part, but I'm just talking about
we really
just
don't
the
have
way
that
they
many.
play.
I'm gonna get a lot of backlash for saying this. I know it. I think that the Real Madrid players think that they're better than they actually are. I think they think they're still that same team that won all those Champions Leagues just because they play for Real Madrid. Whereas if you look player by player, a lot of them were not there for those wins, and I think they just expect to win. And then the players that have won are just expecting to continue to win. They're not working hard. And you said it. You said it. Like, how come it takes them to go 1-0 down for them to pick it up? And I think it's just that mentality that they're already the champions. They're already this great just because they wear the badge on their shirt, and I don't think they actually
Yeah.
are coming in
I
like
actually wouldn't give you any backlash for it. I actually think it's a very on point, exact analysis of what is happening. And to add on to that, that is exactly why we wanted Ancelotti to leave. Why it was his time to go because he was just there to manage the locker room and etc. But he was letting the players run all over. And what does Xabi Alonso come and do? The exact opposite. What we wanted someone to come and do to put his foot down and say, no, this is the way we're going to play. This is the way we're going to do things. And now that he's doing that, now that he's putting his foot down and not letting the players run the locker room, oh, suddenly Xabi Alonso needs to go because the players aren't liking it. I think everything, all the rumors, all the drama that we're hearing with Xabi Alonso is all commanded by the players that are just maybe a little bit unhappy because they're not getting to walk all over the club like they want to. And so that's why I'm taking Real Madrid's side. I'm taking the club side, and I'm going to double down on Xabi Alonso. And at this point, if Vini is the toxic one, let Vini leave. I don't give a fuck.
I agree
And
with you.
oh,
I agree with you. No, go ahead. Go ahead.
oh, sorry, I was just gonna say, and this kind of goes back to what like Rodrigo was saying, like with like a team like Bayer Leverkusen, like he had full authority to do
Mhm.
whatever he wanted. Now you have all these egos to manage for a Madrid team that as Ricky also said, I'm just combining what they said, basically coming to a conclusion that it's just so difficult to manage with that much ego. And the difference between Hansi Flick's team and this Madrid team is exactly this: is that all the Barca player, they were for the most part like young stars upcoming, and like you saw, like Lamine, as soon as he opened his mouth, he got cooked. He just got destroyed. And I think that kind of go, but like there's people like Mbappe, Bellingham, Vini, and all these who are not like they're big names in soccer, so it's so hard to mute them like within a locker room. So yeah.
But
What
I
do
agree.
we-
I agree
do we-
with what. No,
Go
go
ahead.
ahead. I was gonna say I agree with what you're saying.
I thought this comment was pretty interesting. What do you guys think?
I mean, he's not gonna get of. I mean, he's not gonna get of all of them, right?
Yeah, not all of them.
It's just Vinny, I think, that's causing issues. Is there anybody else that I don't
Well,
know
listen.
about?
Here's the thing. Rodrigo's unhappy because he's no longer the starter, right? But he wasn't. We have to forget this year. He wasn't happy last year either.
No. Him and
Playing on the
Ancelotti
right.
ended in terrible terms.
Right. So it's Rodrigo is not happy because he's forced to play out of position, and unfortunately, between Rodrigo and Vini, Vini's a better player in my opinion, right?
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
Rodrigo has had great moments. Vini's gonna get the nod.
I don't even
Rodrigo's
think
put his foot.
Rodrigo's the toxic one right now.
No, I know, but I'm saying
gotta
it's known. It was known that he was unhappy, and that's a story. And if we hear it all the way over here, you don't think they hear it 3 times, 4 times as much in Spain, right? So we're already getting that. Now the whole thing with Vini and like Mbappe is starting to shine. The only player right now who you can definitively say is like he's doing his job, whether he hasn't scored the last couple games, is Mbappe. Look how many goals he has,
Mbappe.
right?
Yeah.
But he can't
Yeah.
carry the whole team by himself,
No.
right? And that's I agree with you in saying Xabi Alonso needs to put his foot down the way he did. What I am trying to say is I haven't really seen that as much because he's catering to the players. And like we said, he's trying to diffuse a lot of problems. And I think that's masking the actual issue. Again, I don't know what he can do if he's waiting for the winter transfer or the end of the season. But today, the breaking news was inside the camp of a lot of players. Apparently, a lot of players are unhappy with Xabi Alonso. I don't really care, right? Go. If you're not happy, go. Xabi Alonso is a good coach. You don't take Bayern Leverkusen and be undefeated if you don't know what you're talking about, right? If you're not a good coach. He's gonna have a great career. What I don't want Madrid to do is what they always do is fucking fire coaches, let them go win somewhere else, and then be like, oh, we can come back now. Like that's why Zidane had no problem putting his foot down to Madrid because he isn't going to play with their games. You know what I mean? And he told them, I'm not coming back. I don't care what you want, so on and so forth. But Xabi Alonso needs to put his foot down. If Vini wants to go, like in the said, he doesn't want to renew his contract. Let him go. He did what he needed to do. Like just like in a relationship, you had great moments. If you're no longer happy, I wish you well. Keep it moving. If we see you again one day, we see you. But he won 2 Champions League. He's won the league. What more can he do, right? Let him go win somewhere else if he feels like it. If he wants more money, go play with Cristiano in Saudi. But Xabi Alonso, we need to give him at least 2 years. And if in 2 years he doesn't accomplish anything, cool. Maybe look for somewhere else. But for all this talk of like get him out and all the players, like fuck that. You know what I mean? Like why? Why did we hire him for? If we're this, what you just said, we brought him here to change the culture, and now we're mad that he's getting backlash. Of course, he's gonna get backlash, right?
Yeah.
Just like I got
agree.
backlash at El Merengue Culé. So.
Yeah, you're always getting backlash anywhere
Yeah,
you go.
that's true.
One obviously gives about results. Players are paid money to play, not to have opinions about strategy. Yeah, I think honestly, it's pretty unanimous out here. Rodrigo Vini and Trent does not seem too happy, in my opinion.
Wait, go back to that last comment. The pink. Do we all agree with this comment?
Yeah.
I think the front office does mainly care about results. And yeah, I don't really think we should care about what Vini, Mbappe, and all of them have to say, especially if they're not getting results. So
yo, shout out right here. Just want to let you guys know that's my pops right there. So he all the knowledge right there. So
damn, he's been active. Fausto
Castillo. Yo, what up?
All right, guys, we've spent almost 30 minutes talking about Real Madrid. I think it's only fair that we switch it up to the other side, the other side of the coin. But before we do so, if you're watching, 14 people right now, we've hit 18 people at one point, which is actually a record. Make sure you hit the like button so that way that this podcast can keep growing. Every single episode just keeps getting bigger, and with more crowd, more comments coming in. And this is what we love to see. We are here for the people to have a good time with you.